What'd you find? Ball? Here. What's Hey, Jeff.
Good morning. Hi, Duke.
Say hi. How was your mountain trip?
It was good. Yeah, it was really good. Hi, Duke.
Up at 5 today, so maybe hang in with us for a little bit. Can you say hi, Jeff? That's Issa's dad. He's in love with Issa. Like seriously, every time she comes around, he just wants to be held by her. It's so funny.
She babysits for a boy who's like 1.5, and it's the same thing. They were with us this weekend, and the little boy just loves her.
She's got good energy. She's like very easy to be around and like strong, which I think babies really like. Huh. You get to see her today. How was the workout that you guys did together on Saturday?
It was awesome. It was raining and cold, so it didn't happen.
Oh no. At least it was raining. I'm glad to hear some moisture somewhere.
Yeah, it rained in the morning, then it was nice in the afternoon. So, yeah, we have evacuees staying with us. So, we have friends that live up Gold Hill Road. They had to evacuate.
Oh, wow. Shit. Well, sorry, I won't ask you because I know you're probably in an area where you probably can't talk very loud, so I won't ask you any more questions.
That's fine. It's fine.
So I think actually, hold on, I'm trying to remember who texted. So MC's definitely not coming. I think Emily is coming. Katie's not coming. And my friend Casey hasn't texted me back yet, so it actually might just be you.
It's okay.
So here's Em. So we'll start with you two because I think everybody else had like parent-teacher conferences today on the East Coast. So it'll be a smaller group today. And I don't know where MC is, but we'll just start, and if anybody else joins in, they can just jump in. So I don't know if you guys got my text last night, but if you want to get one of your smaller bands and the Pilates ring, or if you prefer weights over Pilates ring, you can have those as well. Okay. So
Duke,
look, there's Emily.
wow. You're awake too early. Too early. Yes. Too early. Hi. Hi.
Yeah, she's nice, huh?
Yes, hi.
All right, let's go ahead and start with a warm-up. So let's go ahead and start on your back just to open up the neck joint. Oh, sorry, you can't really see me. Oh, hey, puppy. So on your back, your knees are going to be bent like this. Your heels are going to be right in front of your glutes. Go ahead and place your arms out to be an iron cross, and you're just going to shake your head no. So try not to do it too fast. Try to be nice and slow and intentional just to really make sure you're opening up through the trap. And then from here, go ahead and shake your head yes. So you're going to pull your rib cage down and move your chin as much as you can in the yes position. Okay, so from here, we're gonna tilt the spine before we start moving it. So right now, I want you to intentionally create the arch between your back and the floor. So kind of dip your hips down so there's space, and then you're gonna tuck your hips so that there's no space between your back and the floor. So inhale, let the arch naturally curve, and then exhale, press that low back to the ground and squeeze. Hey, don't pull my hair. Squeeze your glutes. So inhale, arch, and exhale, squeeze. Stop. Here, play with these balls. Stop it. And from here, extend that left leg and flex the left foot. And bring your right knee into your chest and pump your right foot like a gas pedal. Really pressing hard through that left foot to open up through the inner thigh and that left hip flexor. And from here, take that same right foot and place the right sole inside of your left inner thigh to kind of create like a triangle with that right thigh, opening up your hip. Still flexing through that left toe, pulling it as much towards your face as possible. And extend that right leg. Now pull up that left knee, pump your left foot, and pull that knee kind of tight so that you really make sure that it's in the hip socket correctly. And go ahead and take that left inner sole and place it on your right inner thigh. If you still feel like you need an upper back stretch, you can reach those arms up and over and kind of open up through your rib cage. Pull up through those right toes. All right, so now we're gonna start dynamically moving. So we're picking those knees up. Exhale as you drop the knees to the right. With that inhale, you're gonna pick those knees up and exhale as you drop. So really focusing on opening up the thoracic spine, flexing up through the toes. Are you happy that you're right in the middle of the workout? Huh? All right, so here, keep your heels down and you're gonna move your knees. So kind of remember that window wiper motion that we have done in the past. So you're just kind of rolling through your heels and letting the knees drop. If you feel like one hip flexor is tighter than the other, go ahead and feel free to just stay on one side. If they feel pretty even, just go back and forth, just waking those guys up. All right, so now you're going to bring your knees over to the left side completely. Your hands are on top of each other and you're gonna swoop the right arm half circle around. So it's gonna come across your body and up and over, reaching tall behind you, but keep your neck looking at your left fingertips just to protect your neck. And go ahead and switch sides. So now the knees wrap over to the right. Your right hand is planted. You're looking at your right fingertips and you're sweeping this arm across the body and then reaching up and over. Really pushing through those fingers. Okay, from here, roll to your side. Okay, we're gonna go up into child's pose. So knees nice and wide, toes are together. You're gonna shoot your butt down, reach those hands out as far as you can. Bring yourself back up onto your hands. You're gonna take that right foot across into pigeon pose. So Remember, you always want your knee facing away from your head. So if my knee's not the same direction as my head, it's facing outward. If this is too much, or if it's too much to go on your elbows, go ahead and stay here. Okay, if you like the deeper stretch, you're more than welcome to come down into your elbows. And go ahead and switch. You see the puppy? All right, so hands come down. You're gonna tuck those toes. You're gonna shoot your butt back. Okay, hold for 5. And then we're gonna come back into high plank. So shift your weight forward. So exhale, hold for 5. And then working on moving the shoulder joint by shifting to high plank, hold for 5. So you're just gonna shift back and forth there. Okay, so now we're gonna go into frog pose. So kind of just walk yourself up. Your legs are wider than shoulder width apart. And you're gonna kind of sit down into your heels. Okay, try to hold as long as you can. If you need to stand up because it's a little tight, that's okay. Just come right back down. All right, on all hands, all fours. All right, you're gonna start with a sweeping motion, so it's gonna start easy. So right hand stays planted, your knees are shoulder width apart. You're just gonna swing your left hand up as far as you can and then swing it through. So never bend through this right elbow. You're trying to keep this right elbow straight so that you have to force your thoracic mobility to move. Okay, if you feel like you have to bend that arm, it's probably because you're forcing the movement. So don't go as far if you're bending your arm. Now, take this right arm, now bend it, and you're gonna place this left hand at the nape of your neck. So now you have like a triangle pose on your elbow. You're gonna exhale, thread the elbow through, and then inhale, open as much as your body will let you. Keep going. Oh. He needs a diaper. Okay, switch sides. So now your left hand will be planted down. Okay, now you're gonna, like I said, start easy to get the motion ingrained into that spine, and then we'll bend down. And bend that elbow. Those right fingertips go on the nape of the neck. Exhale, thread, inhale, open. If you feel like one side was easier than the other side, after we end this call, I want you to even out the other side and force at least 5 more reps in so that you can even out both sides of your back. All right, so now we're gonna do wag the tail. Continuing to open up that spine. And 5 cat-cows, and then we'll get started. Okay, once you've done 5, take a sip of water, and then I'll explain so that was the steady warm-up. We have like a faster pace warm-up, and then we're gonna hit the real workout. I don't know why I don't have my voice today. Because I don't drink enough water. Look what I had to get. I had to get one of these things, and I have to drink every 2 hours because I don't hydrate enough. So don't get to the point where I did. All right, so more intense warm-up, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off, we've done this before, so we'll start off at 50% high knees, 60%, 70%, 80, always increasing by 10, ending up to 100%. Okay, so if high knees are not your jam today, you're still kind of tired, you can march it out starting at 50, increasing to 100. All right, so it's okay to have low knees to begin. They got to be as high as can be at 100. Okay, here we go. Let's go 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Let's go. And relax. Okay, so now squats the same way. So 50% kind of just swinging around, 60, 70, 80 to 100. All right, keeping your back nice and flat. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. 50%. Squeezing your glutes at the top. 60%. 70. 80. 90. 100. Let's go. And rest. Okay, so this movement will come into play a lot later in the workout, so I just want to make sure it's hammered in the coordination wise. So you're going to take the Pilates ring. So why don't you just grab it to practice right now. And you're going to hold it here. Every time your feet jump out, your hand goes overhead. Every time your feet come together, your hand goes here in front of your chest, okay? I'm preparing you guys' body for Hell Weekend, not this coming weekend, but the next weekend, so really want to make sure this move gets down because that weekend's going to be really hard, okay? So remember, with the Pilates ring, you're not just holding it, you're actually squeezing it too. So as I'm jacking up and down, my butt is squeezed the whole time, and I'm adding pressure to the ring with my hands. Again, 50, 60, 70, 80, 100%. Okay, then we'll get started. Here we go. Everybody get in position, feet are shoulder width apart. We're up on the balls of our feet in an athletic position, shoulders are down. We're taking this ring, we're adding gentle pressure because it's only 50%. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. 60, push harder. 70. There we go, good. 80, push hard. 90, even harder, let's go. 100. And relax. Okay, so here we go. What we got first is we're gonna really focus on the upper back to start. Okay, so Em and the rest of the girls who were here on Saturday kind of saw this a little bit, but we're gonna hammer it a little bit more today. So you're gonna take your small band, you're gonna put it along your wrist, okay? And you're gonna place your wrist underneath your shoulders. You're gonna tuck your toes, get up into bear crawl position, okay? You're gonna do what's called in and out in bear crawl position. What my hands are doing on the floor is I'm picking up my right hand and I'm moving it across the floor and then setting it down after I come back to center. So I'm not sliding across the floor. Literally picking up my left hand, sliding it in the air, coming back, then setting it down, okay? Now, if that is too much to do in bear crawl, you're more than welcome to set those knees down because it's more important that you pick your hand up off the ground than it is staying in bear crawl, okay? That's exercise 1, okay? Exercise 2, we're gonna ditch the band, okay? We're gonna come up into bear crawl. We're gonna do bird dogs and bear crawl, okay? Shooting out left arm, right foot, holding for 2 seconds, coming down, okay? Exhaling, sucking that belly button up and under, and holding, okay? This is really good for not only working your core, but also your balance, okay? I'll stop at exercise 3, so we'll add on later. Exercise 3 is low row with the band. So we'll get into a hinge position, so we'll kind of come up into what would look like a deadlift position. So our butt is heavy in the heels, our back is nice and flat, slight bend in the knees. We're gonna pull this band apart as our starting point, okay? Palms are facing in towards each other, fingers are spread wide. I'm gonna exhale, drive my elbows up into my rib cage, and then I'm gonna inhale to relax. So acting like I'm pulling something off the ground and relaxing, okay? Then we'll take a break. So first exercise, bear crawl low band. So around the wrists, fingers are nice and wide, okay? Shoulders are shoved back away from the eardrums, okay? Tucking those toes down and behind you. We're gonna lift up, tucking that tummy under, okay? Pick up that right hand, drive it out, even if it's not very far, and inhale back to center. Okay, here we go. Try not to move your hips as much as possible. Only thing that should be moving is one arm at a time. Two more. Last one, okay? Don't leave the band too far from you, okay? Now we're back up into bear crawl. Bear crawl, bird dogs. Tuck the toes, okay? Up with the stomach, right hand, left foot. We extend as long as we can. Hold for 1, 2, inhale back. Exhale, tuck the tummy, left hand, right foot. 1, 2, and down. Okay, continue this pattern, okay? Focusing on pulling that belly button up. Nice, you guys' balance looks good. Keep with the breath, don't hold it. Try to get your elbow up as high as your temple. Okay, good. Good, grab that band. Okay, we're gonna get into that deadlift position. Okay, so half hinge, butt is way heavy in the heels. Okay, slight bend in those knees, kind of getting your weight up into the heels. Okay, we're gonna pull that band apart, that starting position. So everyone pull as far as you can. Now we lift. Squeeze the nut between your shoulder blades. Inhale, release. Exhale, pull the band, pull that belly button up, squeeze those shoulder blades tight, and then release. As we drive up, we should hold that squeeze of the shoulder blades for 3, and then release for 3. Every time you release the arms, make sure you re-pull the band apart to constantly engage the biceps, triceps, and delts. Two more. Okay, good. So go ahead and grab some water. We're gonna run through the next 3 exercises, and we're gonna do it all 6 exercises together. And then you guys are gonna hit a challenge, which will be fun. All right, so next 3 exercises. Pilates ring chest press, okay? So if you've ever done a chest press, typically this is done on a bench with weights. The problem is what happens with most people when they do a chest press is they start using their hips or their low back, and it arches from the bench, which is terrible for your spine. All right, so if you're gonna do this on your own, I'd much rather you use the Pilates ring and sit on the ground rather than a bench, okay? Because our body's proprioception gets thrown off on a bench, we're more likely to arch the back because of balance issues, okay? So you're gonna be laying on the ground, heels right behind your butt cheeks, okay? You're gonna take this Pilates ring, okay? I'm gonna start 1 centimeter above my chest line, okay? I'm gonna squeeze this ring as tight as I can, and I'm gonna exhale, shoot the ring up. You'll feel it more through the biceps and underneath your armpits. And then you're gonna inhale, squeeze it down, okay? And then drive it. Notice how my elbows change directions. They're wide here as I press up and I'm forcing the ring into the ceiling, but then my elbows stay tight and narrow, brushing along my rib cage, and then they flare out again, okay? That's only to protect your shoulder. Okay, so we'll do a segment of timed Pilates chest rings. Again, I can't emphasize how important it is to squeeze that ring super tight, okay? Then what we got is a single leg neutral full thruster with the Pilates ring, okay? So how that looks, okay, we're gonna go up, down today, so get used to going up and down. Okay, I'm gonna go to a lateral lunge. I'm gonna squeeze this ring as tight as I can, and as I come up, I'm gonna push this ring up into the air and then come right back down, okay? Butt is heavy back, squeezing the ring up and down. The only time I can let slack is here right before I squeeze to come back up. We'll do time segment on both legs. Okay, then finally we're gonna go into a Pilates ring bicep curl. Okay, so from the side, starting at 90 degrees, I'm gonna squeeze this ring as tight as I can, lift up, and then drop it all the way down. Okay, constant tension on those biceps. Okay, and then also working secondary tricep, always your core. Okay, here we go. So lay down on your back. If at all you guys feel like this is too easy and would like an additional core challenge, it won't make it harder, it'll just intensify the core, is doing this in a glute bridge position, okay? So why don't you try a couple reps regular, and if you would like to come up into a glute bridge, that's totally fine. Okay, here we go. Remember, elbows flare to begin. As we exhale, we tuck the rib cage down, squeeze the ring as tight as we can. We continue the exhale as our elbows start to straighten as we shove that ring into the ceiling. Inhale, elbows stay tight, okay? And then we circle and flare. Exhale, shoot it up. Inhale, bring it down, and flare those circles. Okay, we roll to our side, we come back up. It's a lateral lunge to neutral full thruster. Jeff, if you prefer the weights, just use one weight on this one, not both, okay? So here we go. We're starting here. We're gonna squeeze this ring as tight as we can. Let's go to the right first, drive up and down to the heel, and then we exhale, shove that Pilates ring or weight up. Exhale, push. Make sure that we're not landing in the toes. I don't want you guys rushing this lateral lunge. Make sure when you land, you're heavy in the heel and then come up and out of the heel. Switch sides. Okay, now left side, shoot out, squeeze the ring, and press. Exhale as you shoot up and over your head. Inhale as you recover down. Okay, last one. Good. Bicep curls here, okay? I promise you it'll be harder with the Pilates ring on this one because it's constant tension, okay? So I'm gonna do it here so you guys can see. Squeeze the ring as heavily tight as you can. Tight, tight, tight. Everyone, let me see. Squeeze it now. Yep, that's how tight you should do it. Jeff, grab the ring for this one. It'll be harder.
Okay. I don't have it. I gotta do without it today.
Oh, you don't have it. Okay, sorry. Okay, squeeze it and release. Sorry, Jeff, I thought you had it.
I do. It's just indisposed right now.
Good. Try not to rock the chest, keeping your butt squeezing the whole time, nice and slow. Squeeze that ring a little bit tighter. and relax. Okay, grab some water. We're gonna start all the way from the top without stopping this time. Okay, so give your arms a rest. Okay, so remember, first things first, bear crawl, low band, pull outs. Okay. Ready? Go ahead and grab your band. Get those hands right underneath your shoulder blades. Fingers are facing forward. Spread the fingers wide like you're giving the high five. Tuck the toes, shoulder width apart, and up. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Pick up the hand, pull out. Inhale back. Okay, drop the knees, gentle on the way down. Keep that band close by. Back up into bear crawl. We're going bear crawl, bird dogs, and up. We're going left arm, right foot. Hold for 2, and relax back down with control. Good. Make sure you guys exhale as you extend your limbs. Keeping that elbow tight towards your temple. Okay, last one. We're going into hinging single arm rows. So Jeff, you use the weights for this one. Just make sure that you're super heavy in your heels, okay? If you want to use the Pilates ring over the band, it might work a different muscle group, so you can try that this round if you'd like. If you prefer the band, you can use that too, okay? So here we go in 3, 2, 1. So you guys, yep, pull up, inhale down. This round, I'm going to really pay attention to your form. I just wanted to demo that first time. Good. Remember, holding those shoulder blades tight for 1, 2, 3. Relax for 1, 2, 3. Last 2. Good. As you gently bring one knee to the floor, you're going to roll to the side. Okay, you're going to do Pilates ring chest press. Okay, or up the weights. Remember, this time around, if you guys would like to add a little bit extra for your core, you can lift those hips up. Big toes are always off the floor. Here we go. We're going to squeeze that ring, and we're going to push the weights and or the ring up and bring it back down with an inhale. Last 2. Roll to your side. Okay, we're standing up. Lateral lunge to neutral fold thruster. Okay, so we're going to go to the right side first, meaning lunging on the right. Inhale on the way down. Use your whole exhale all the way through. Ready? In 3, 2, 1. Inhale here, squeeze the ring or the weight. Exhale, press. Nice. You guys have good lateral lunges here. Okay, one more on this side and then we're switching. Okay, good. Now to the left. Okay, same performance. Nice straight right leg and then shooting up and out of your heel. Exhale, squeeze the elbows, straight arms, inhale down. Good, always focusing on tightening whatever's in your hand on the way down so that you constantly engage the core. Last two. Good, and bicep curls, okay? Then we got a fun little challenge. Okay, so really important that you're squeezing your core in and tucking your butt. So we're gonna relax the shoulders away from the ears, okay? Starting at 90 degrees, we'll release whatever's in our hands. With an inhale, exhale as we pull up. Last one. Good, and water. Okay, so now we're gonna get into the cardio portion. It's kind of like a power cardio, actually. It's a challenge. So I'm gonna give you guys, once I explain it, I'm gonna look at my timer. I'm gonna give you guys exactly 10 minutes. Your goal is to try to get as far down the ladder in 10 minutes as possible. Okay, again, this is just a sneak peek of what's to come 2 weeks from now. Okay, hold on, let me take a drink. So I'm gonna show you option number 1. If option number 1 looks shitty, then you can do option number 2, okay? So Jeff, you'll obviously be using the weight. M, you'll be using the ring, okay? So it's an opposite ladder, okay? So exercise 1, you'll only do 1 of. Exercise 2, you'll start at 20, okay? Every time you come back to the starting line, you add 2 to the first exercise and subtract 2 to the second exercise, meaning the second round of this, okay, will be 3 reps of exercise number 1 and 18 reps of exercise number 2, okay? Making your brains work in the middle of this, okay? That's good for the brain. So exercise number 1 is a squat jack, okay? Working our inner thighs, really strengthening our inner thighs and our glutes, okay? The whole time we're squeezing the ring. Jeff, how are those 20 pounds, your weights?
15s.
Okay, you might not want to do this exercise with 15s. I would maybe
I got 10s. Do you want me to do 10s?
Okay, yeah, do 10s because 15s will be too heavy for this first exercise. Okay, so for the first exercise, you'll get 15 and you're gonna do the Pilates ring. So you're just gonna do squat jacks here, constantly squeezing, okay? So remember, Jeff, you're gonna hold your weight here. You only have 1 of these to start, okay? Exercise 2 is a jack from the air, okay? So it's 20 of these, nice and quick, okay? Jeff, you can also maybe use the 10 for that one too, because that's a lot of reps. I'd rather you just use a lighter weight for those. Exercise, so round number 2 would look like this. It would go 1, 2, 3, okay? And then 18 of these, okay? Since you guys are kind of advanced, I'm gonna give you guys 7 minutes, not 10, to try to get through the whole circuit. Does this make sense or is it confusing? Sorry, I'm what? Can you unmute yourself?
It's just those 2 exercises, right?
Right, yep, okay. For now.
And then is the third one 5? And then, okay.
And then 16.
16, okay.
Yep. Okay, so.
And you get to 20 of each, or what's the goal?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So you ultimately, I guess it would be 21 of the first exercise, okay. Right? Jeff, you're better at math than I am. Well, you
Yeah,
probably
right.
will.
Okay.
And then
And
you
then
do 2 of the first exercise.
okay. Great.
Okay?
Great.
So you have 7 minutes. 1 of the squat jack, remember, which is this one, 20 of power jack.
Wait, hold that.
All right, I'm gonna start my timer. You guys got 7 minutes. Ready, go.
Sorry, I can't do these barefooted. That's not gonna work.
Sorry, I thought you went over there to do it. Sorry, I should have waited. I'll give you 45 extra seconds.
Okay.
There you go. Good job. Make sure you guys are always tucking in your core and squeezing your glutes. It doesn't count unless your arms are perfectly straight.
Do you put your arms up when you go down in the squat jack?
So you actually don't bend your legs. So you actually look like, so you're 1, 2, and then the squat jack is here.
Okay.
There you go, good. Make sure you're constantly squeezing the ring. Good job, you guys. So on that squat jack, as soon as you're down, you're up. Okay, so try not to stop here. Try to go 1, 2. Good job, we're at 3 minutes. Nice, guys. Hang with it. Beautiful job. Make sure you allow yourself to breathe. Try not to hold your breath. Deep exhale, deep inhale. Four minutes. Five minutes. Make sure you both relax your shoulders, relax your mind. 6 minutes. Good job, you guys. Stay nice and low. Pop right back up. Good. Job. You guys did it. How'd it feel?
That's good.
All right. Why don't you guys let your heart rates come down and take a drink of water if you need it? All right, so you guys, so now that sets the precedence for the next group. So you guys did that in 650, so that'll be the benchmark for everybody else. So I want you guys to remember that because, again, on Hell Weekend, it's going to be something similar but way harder. Benchmark, okay? Okay, so now we just did fast twitch, which, as I emphasized last week, anybody over the age of 20 has to focus on fast twitch at least 3 times a week because we lose it, okay? So now we're gonna switch our brains off from fast twitch though and back to slow twitch, okay? So I want you guys to pick the 2 hardest exercises that were hard for you when we were working slow twitch. So that was the chest press, that was the bear crawl in and outs, that was the low rows and bicep curl sequence. I want you to pick the 2 hardest. We're gonna nail those for the last 2 minutes and then we're gonna do a stretch.
Sorry,
So
I'm stretching my arches.
are they kind of tight?
Yeah.
We'll do a long arch cool down and low back stuff.
I don't know. For me, it'll say the bear crawls were not the hardest.
Steph, which one are you
Would
picking?
be lying. Actually, I think those bird dogs were impossible.
I'm gonna do the chest and the bird dogs.
All right. So Em, you're doing bird dogs and what?
I'm gonna do the bird dogs and what was the first thing we did?
The first thing was the bear crawl with the bands, and we pulled in and out.
What's the third thing we did?
The third one was the low row.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, you guys. First exercise for 1 minute. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. So you guys are both doing the same one right now. So I want you both to, before you lift your leg, I want you to squeeze your butt because both your hips are a little bit wobbly. So before you lift, squeeze and it'll slow down the movement. There you go. Pulling the shoulders down and away from the ears. Okay, switch exercises. So Jeff, I want you to be on the same tempo as Emily. Okay, when you push up, you guys are both holding for 1, 2, 3, down for 1, 2, 3.
This really gets the bicep.
Yeah, I love that exercise. Ten seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Okay. So I'm going to leave it up to you guys, okay? So because you guys finished the circuit, let's see, probably 7 minutes faster than I had anticipated that most people would you guys like to do half the cardio circuit, meaning starting at 10 power jacks and then 1 squat jack and do half that circuit to add more cardio? Or would you guys like to take a longer stretch?
Cardio.
Okay. Jeff, you okay with that? Okay, so start with 1. This still stays at 1, okay? You're just not starting at 20 for this one. This one's only going to be 10. And since I'm recording for some people on the East Coast, I'm going to do this with them so they have me to follow, okay? So we'll all start together. Okay, ready? Here we go. 1 squat jack in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. And 10 power jack. Now 3. Every time you jump up, making sure you're exhaling. Good job, you guys. Now, go ahead and just let your heart rates come down. Drink some water if you need it. Okay, now we'll stretch. So we actually got that done in about 2.5 minutes. That's pretty good, doing half of it like that. We started at 6:50. All right, so Em, since your arches are hurting, you might take your shoes off, and we'll start with the arch. Cool down.
Okay.
And then we'll get the hamstrings and the arms. So what you guys are gonna do is I want you to make sure your posture is really straight with your back. You're gonna take both of your thumbs and start with your left arch, and you're just gonna kind of knead into your left arch. Okay, just adding gentle pressure and kind of just moving the fascia around, making sure your back is straight. Now, as you keep your left thumb planted in their fascia, you're going to take your right palm and move your left toes back and forth, okay, keeping the metatarsals stretched. And if it feels good, you can continuously move your thumb up the line of the arch of your foot as you move your toes back and forth. And then kind of like an Indian burn, if you guys have ever done that before, had it done to you, you're kind of wringing out the rag. So you're going to take your arch, you're going to give yourself kind of like a little Indian burn back and forth along the arch. This is really good for your foot. And you can kind of move your hands up all the way to the tips of the toes and kind of Indian burn out your toes, move it back down into the arch, and then you can even kind of give yourself Indian burns along the heel bone, just kind of pulling tension across the foot. Okay, go ahead and switch. So taking the other foot, your right foot now, spine straight, kind of knead your thumbs into the arch. And giving a little foot massage. Okay, from here, you're going to take that right thumb, add pressure along the arch as you move the toes back and forth. And Indian burn your foot, moving along the arch all the way to the top. Now that we've kind of loosened up the fascia, we'll do one of my favorite feet stretches. So you're going to tuck the toes like you would go up into down dog, but instead of going to down dog, you just kind of curl the toes under. A lot of people think this is enough pressure. Okay, so if that's enough pressure for you, hang there. And if you want some added intensity, you can bring your spine up and place your hands on your thighs. Okay. So one of the orthopedists I went to once for my Achilles said I should be able to do this for 1.5 minutes. I haven't gotten there yet because it kind of hurts me, but if you guys can do this for 1.5 minutes, that probably means you have healthier fascia. Okay, go ahead and unravel the toes. We're going to stretch those feet out in front of us, curl the toes back. Now we'll work those hamstrings after all that fast twitch muscle fiber work. Let's drop the head. And gently walk your hands up your body. Take that left foot, hug it with your right arm, and take a sneak peek over your left shoulder, squeezing that left knee in. And gently switch sides, so pulling that right knee in, hugging it with your left hand, and football fingers with your right, and look over. And from here, you're going to kind of pretzel yourself, so leave that foot on top of your left thigh and bring that other leg over. So it's kind of like an awkward Indian style, so it'll kind of look like this. You're just going to walk yourself out as far as your body will let you to really open up your hip and your low back. If you can't get very far, that's okay. What we're doing is just trying to open up the hip. And when you're ready, walk your hands up, switch which foot is on top. That same awkward Indian pose, and then walk your feet out. Or your hands out, sorry. And gently walk yourself back up. Go ahead and go into regular Indian pose. Pull those hands behind you to open up the chest after all that arm work. And go ahead and do half circles to the front. And last 2 stretches, lean over to the left with your left elbow. Reach the arm all the way over, keeping your neck long. Don't let it drop, keeping it long. And exhale, rotate to the other side. Long neck. And inhale, come back to center. All right, so I'm kind of just assuming that people don't read their emails, just so I don't like go overboard and like plan something. You guys are definitely coming to Hell Weekend, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you guys want to?
Oh,
I'm
I'm
out of
sorry. You
town
sent
for-
that email about something, didn't you?
I did, but I figure like everyone's really busy right now, so I just want to like verbally, because I like get really invested in the holiday, so I don't want to go all out and like no one show up. So, Jeff, do you want the recorded one so you and Issa can do them, or?
Well, she's got a tournament that weekend, so she won't do them. But I'll be here Friday, but not Saturday and Sunday.
I'll send you I'm going to record the recordings this week, so I'll send them Saturday and Sunday to you.
Okay.
But if you have time, then you can do them. And then
I'll be here.
you'll be here? Okay, perfect. So I will plan on at least you guys both being here Friday, and then you and the rest of the weekend. Do you guys want to do the November challenge, or is that stupid?
Which one is that? I'm sorry.
That's like the 12 days before Thanksgiving. Kind of have like, it's not a diet plan. It's like more of like setting your hormones so they absorb the right nutrients on Thanksgiving, and you don't have, because if you set your hormones, like you have a less tendency to overeat.
So on Thanksgiving, what if I'm having margaritas and tacos?
That's perfect. Totally should do that.
That's the hope anyway.
But you guys can think about it too, but just let me know, because I'm going to start, like, I'm always like 2 weeks ahead of myself. So I just kind of want to make sure that people actually want to do these things before I
think it sounds great, but we may be out of town. So let me look at the calendar and look at I promise I'll look at your email today and shoot you a response.
Okay. That sounds great, you guys. Good job today.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Love you guys.
Bye.